The Federal and Thomas Hospital Puliangudi jointly present the Tenkasi Marathon 2025. This event is co-presented by Selvarani Readymades and powered by Repco Home Finance and Sriram Nalamani Yadava Educational Institutions. Run for Health on Sunday, June 29.
Those who are not falling in line with BJP, there is a approach of the central government to strangulate this. A plot on the working of Indian Constitution that a government with the help of the state government is doing a government-sponsored terrorism on group of extremists.
There is also an impression that, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan is CPM and Communist Party of India Marxist is Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, right? So what is your take on this?
That there is a decline of the left in different parts of the world, including in India.
Well, hello and welcome. I'm Vijayan, and we're joined by a very special guest. It's none other than the General Secretary of the Communist Party of India, Marxist, Mr. M.A. Baby. So thank you very much for your time and for joining us on the Federal. Kerala elections are fast approaching, and how do you see the prospects of a record third term for LDF in Kerala?
You see, a record third time is something what different sections of people of Kerala are now discussing. So far as CPIM and the Left and Democratic Front are concerned, we feel that there is a very good possibility of we getting a continuation to the second term of CPIM-led government under the leadership of our Politburo member, Comrade Pinarayi Vijayan, because the record of these two terms, it is very much visible and it is very much positive according to us. There are certain, problems. Those problems we are patiently trying to explain to people are due to the peculiar situation in our country where we have a hostile government at the center and even the rightful share of the tax revenue that is with the center is not being shared with states. It's not only a problem of state of Kerala, it's a problem of states where a party or a coalition which is not falling in line with BJP or NDA. Tamil Nadu also has the problem where we are seated. I think yesterday the Hindu wrote an editorial about, finance commission decisions. Now 41% is being shared among states. It's a demand of the states that it should be 50%. So long and short, the financial difficulties of provincial governments, especially those who are not falling in line with BJP, there is a approach of the central government to strangulate these states. So certain welfare programs, the way the LDF government wanted it to be implemented in Kerala, we are not in a position. Notwithstanding that, people of Kerala are politically literate. Therefore, we are sure that we would be able to explain these things to the people, and there is a very good chance of a continuation of LDF government by the elections when we are going to have it next year, beginning.
But I wanted to focus, keep the spotlight on the Kerala elections there. That's the talk of the town right now. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan still seems to be the chief minister candidate, but is CPM looking out for a successor? Can you name a few relatively young leaders, who can succeed Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan?
You see, in our party, we take up the issue of who all need to contest the election and things like that as a separate matter when the party leadership in the state of Kerala is called upon to take decision with that regard. But so far as the political leadership of CPIM and LDF in the next provincial elections are concerned in Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan is very much active and he would be being the present chief minister leading the entire campaign. Then whether there should be a change of the leadership if CPM and LDF are going to get a majority, which we are expecting, all those issues would come up only later. Therefore, your question to name some relatively young people to lead the LDF government does not rise at this point of time.
Okay. So there is also an impression that, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan is CPM and Communist Party of India Marxist is Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, right? So what is your take on this? CPM usually stays away from all these kinds of idolatry, practices, isn't it?
You see, people would go after various campaigns, especially because of the prevalence of the social media, which was not there when EMS was the leader. But when EMS was the chief minister in 1957 and afterwards, there was a lot of focus on Comrade EMS being, the most important leader of the Communist Party. Then later on, when Comrade Nayanar became the chief minister, there was a lot of focus on Comrade Nayanar. AKG, when he was leader of CPI, undivided CPI in parliament, then later on leader of Politburo member of the CPM, there was a lot of focus on Comrade A.K. Gopalan. That kind of focus used to be there even earlier also. Now, with social media being a very important factor in our society, such, possibility would be there more. More than that, you see, Comrade Pinarayi Vijayan attends every party meeting in a systematic manner, and there he would also contribute in the discussion, in the decision-making process. All decisions are made either through a consensus or on the basis of a majority. There, Comrade Pinarayi Vijayan also has one vote as a secretariat member and as a state committee member and as a Politburo member. Other than that, he don't wield any extra organizational power in the entire organization sector, and no leader used to carry. When Jyoti Basu was continuously being the leader of West Bengal, when when P. Sundaraiah was the undisputed leader of the Communist Party of India Marxist, but still he is first among the equals as the General Secretary. Same with regard to a particular state.
So, I mean, I just want to go back to the previous question a little bit there, an extension of that. I asked you this question about Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan because, Communist Party of India Marxist is a student-driven party. You've got a lots of, momentum that's coming in from institutions like the JNU and so on. So, and there is also this dwindling membership there that's happening. We also asked this question to Ms. Ma'am Brinda Karit when you were elected as the, General Secretary in Madurai a couple of months back. Do you have a strategy for this? And don't you think having a young chief minister would actually pave the way for, sort of to mobilize a large set of young people, isn't it, across India?
You see, our party has a very clear-cut, well thought out approach with regard to developing new generation of leaders in order to help the experienced and senior leaders of the party. In Communist Party, historically, our approach is always to have a change and continuity. Continuity of the senior leaders. Change by inducting new generation. This is happening at every level, you see. So far as the present Politburo is concerned, you see, there are 18 members in the Politburo. I think around 10 comrades are continuing. 8 comrades are new entrants, something like that. It's equal. You see, almost 50% stepped out, 50% comes. In the Central Committee, there are 85 members. 30 members are new entrants. It is a quite extraordinary, experience which had happened in the Madurai Party Congress. Similarly, in Kerala state also, there are a very good crop of youngsters who have been inducted into the state committee, then inducted into the state secretariat. You see, in Central Committee also we have taken some youngsters this time. So the mix of experience and the young, it is always taken care of by our party as a inbuilt mechanism within the party structure.
That's right. Interesting, sir. The left is kind of losing grip across the country, and right is sort of, fast growing. That's the political trend across the world as well. And do you see the unification of left forces? We mean CPM and the Communist Party of India here.
You see, first of all, to set the record straight, let me say that you cannot say that there is a decline of the left throughout. You just look down from Tamil
That's
Nadu.
exactly what you
In-
said in the
in-
Madurai Congress as well.
in Sri Lanka, you see, it is a Marxist-Leninist party.
But these are very small
Then-
nations, right, sir? Because they don't really have a
that's
huge say in
true,
the world.
That's true. That's true. But the nation with biggest population, China, it is going strong. It is just becoming going to become the biggest economic force in the world. They are expected to overtake even USA. So it's also a fact. Vietnam, which had to fight French imperialism and American imperialism and suffered all that which imperialism could do. More bombs were hurled on Vietnam than in Second World War. But Vietnam is standing up. So left, I would put it in a different way.
Okay.
If you kind of calculate the world population into 100, 25 people of this 100, they are working for a different social situation and egalitarian social structure.
Okay.
So, 1/4 of the world is still trying to, evolve for a egalitarian society. And in every capitalist country, working class force is very powerful. You see, that having been stated, definitely part of your question is correct, that there is a decline of the left in different parts of the world, including in India. We are seriously addressing this question, and we are trying to evolve ways and means through which this decline can be stopped. That alone is not sufficient. We have to develop ourselves as a force to reckon with in Indian political scenario. Earlier, even when our influence was, basically to Bengal, Kerala and Tripura and few other states, we were able to intervene in Indian politics in a far bigger way.
Okay.
Even today, you see, the way in which India bloc was developed, communists played an important role in that.
That's right.
You see, so that role we would be able to continue in future. We are now trying to bring leftist forces together. Only yesterday, we had a meeting with, CPI ML, Dibanga's party, Dibanga Bhattacharya's party. You see, before that, we had a discussion with CPI.
Okay.
Now we are going to have, before, another month's time, we will have a meeting of various leftist parties in our country to work out a strategy as to how the leftist coordination can be made more powerful.
Okay.
And on 9th of July, we are going to have an all India strike of working class, where not just left, non-left forces are also there. INDUC is also there to protect the rights of the working class, which is being systematically assaulted by Narendra Modi government. So there are some positive development in the political firmament.
Okay, which states do you see that left can wrest power again? So you've been in power in Bengal, Tripura, and right now in Kerala. So if you could tell us on that.
You see, it is quite justifiable that you ask this question, but it won't be quite justifiable on my part to state that only one state we have possibility of staging a comeback. We are very seriously, trying to assess the situation. You see, after having been given the responsibility of, discharging the responsibility of the General Secretary, I have already visited West Bengal, sat with them, had discussions there, and we are trying to find out how the West Bengal State Conference decisions are sought to be implemented there, along with the party Congress decisions. I had a visit to Tripura to be with them, to listen to their discussion, and also to understand how Tripura comrades are trying to implement their state conference decision to revive the party there, make the party strong. There are very good possibilities, not only in West Bengal and Tripura, in other states also, where we used to be weak. Everywhere we want to patiently work among people. We don't want to work towards bringing in a miraculous, advance of the party. If that happens, we would definitely would like to have that achieved. But our approach is to take a very patient approach to understand what went wrong, why some decline is happening, how we can repair it, what immediately need to be done, we will try to do. What need to be run in a more, protracted manner.
That's right.
That also we would see. One important decision is, see, there used to be a campaign that communists are against religion, communists are against God. This used to be a propaganda against us. Madura Party Congress, we reiterated that Communist Party, its constitution, don't prevent a believer to be a member of the party. But many people don't know this. In Indian context, where religion is sought to be misused for communalizing society, we have taken a clear-cut decision that believers need to be mobilized along with the left progressive forces to fight communalism. We have to differentiate between people communalizing religion and people who are not communal but religious.
Okay.
So religious-minded people also need to be mobilized along with the progressive forces. It's a very important decision our party Congress has taken. This also would be helpful for us to expand to newer areas.
Okay, so I know you got back-to-back meetings. So one last question there. Since we have your Maoists being eliminated in their pockets, every other day there's an encounter or so. The Home Minister too had called it a landmark achievement and has vowed to eradicate Maoism by March 2026. So what is your take on this?
It's quite unfortunate that the central government is behaving in such an irresponsible manner. We want to reiterate our political, ideological differences with the Maoists. They have taken to a wrong path of adventurism. But they may have their own justification to say. But when they are willing to discuss with the powers that be, they have sent messages after messages expressing their willingness to talk. Interlocutors, these human rights activists and all that, even some journalists, see, they, on behalf of the Maoists, wanted to communicate with the government. Government just cancelling all lines of communication with them and declaring that we are going to eliminate them. It's an extrajudicial murder which governments, central BJP government and state BJP governments have undertaken. We, in unequivocal terms, condemned it. We five left parties wrote a letter to the Prime Minister of India stating that it is against the constitution of our country. It is a legal procedure. You cannot do this. So you have to make use of the opportunity to talk to these Maoists and you should find a solution to this. It is very unfortunate. It is a blot on the working of Indian constitution that a government with the help of the state government is doing a government-sponsored terrorism on group of extremists who were misguided youth and people. We are very sorry for that.
Thank you very much, sir. Nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The Federal and Thomas Hospital jointly present the Tenkasi Marathon 2025. This event is co-presented by Selvarani Readymades, powered by Repco Home Finance and Sriram Nallamani Yadava Educational Institutions, along with associate sponsors Treasure Island International School, Homeway Properties, PPR Power Tech and Premium Samsung Cafe. Run for Health on Sunday, June 29. Entry is free. All are welcome.